Hi, I'm Mary. I'm 22 years old, and I guess you could say I'm living my best life, or at least trying to let me tell you a bit about myself. I'm a blonde naturally, so though I do add some highlights every now and then to keep it vibrant, people say I'm attractive, and I suppose I believe them. I work hard to stay fit. And as a physical education major at one of the top schools in the US, staying in shape is kind of my thing. I'm 5'6", with a toned physique from years of sports and gym sessions. My chest. Well, let's just say I fill out a sports bra nicely, probably a C cup. If you're curious, I love wearing athletic wear, but when I'm at home, I keep it simple, a yellow tank top and a pair of comfy shorts. Oh, and I never wear socks at home ever. I hate the feeling of them like they're suffocating my feet. My feet are a size 6.5 and I always keep my toenails painted. My favorite color, white. It's clean, crisp, and makes my feet look elegant, especially when I'm walking barefoot around the house. Let me tell you about my life here in America. I've lived here my whole life, and right now I'm studying at Stanford University in California. Yeah, the Stanford. It's a dream come true. Honestly, the campus is massive, with palm trees lining the pathways and state-of-the-art facilities for athletes. Like me, my major physical education isn't just about sports. It's about understanding the human body fitness and how to inspire others to live healthier lives. I'm in my third year now, and I'm already thinking about grad school, or maybe even coaching someday. My classes are tough but exciting. This semester, I'm taking biomechanics, sports psychology, and a practical course on strength training. I've made some great friends too, mostly other athletes or fitness enthusiasts who share my passion. But life isn't all sunshine and gym sessions. Things at home have been complicated. My mom and my stepdad Michael have been fighting a lot lately. It's been tense to say the least. Michael's a decent guy. I guess he's tall, broad-shouldered, and works in construction, so he's always got that rugged look going on. But he and Mom, they clash over everything. Money, work, even small stuff like what to have for dinner. It's exhausting to watch. And then last night, it all came to a head. The fight started over something stupid. Michael forgot to take out the trash and Mom just lost it. She was screaming, he was yelling back, and before I knew it, she grabbed her purse and stormed out. Just like that. She didn't even say goodbye to me. I tried calling her, but her phone's off. Now it's just me and Michael in this big quiet house. It feels weird, like the air is heavy with all the words they didn't say. I sighed, sitting on the couch in my yellow tank top and shorts, my bare feet resting on the coffee table. My white nail polish caught the light and I wiggled my toes absent-mindedly. Michael was in the kitchen rummaging through the fridge. I could hear the clink of beer bottles as he pulled one out. Want anything? Mary. He called, his voice gruff but not unkind. No, I'm good, I replied, glancing over at him. He cracked open the bottle and took a long sip, leaning against the counter for a moment. Neither of us said anything. The silence was awkward, but I didn't know how to break it. Finally, he spoke. She'll be back, your mom. She always comes back. I nodded, though. I wasn't so sure. Yeah, maybe. But it's just, I don't know. Michael, why do you guys fight so much? He sighed, running a hand through his dark hair. It's complicated kid marriage stuff you'll understand when you're older. I rolled my eyes. I'm 22. Michael, I'm not a kid anymore. He chuckled softly. A rare sound. Fair enough. Still, it's not your problem to fix, okay? Just focus on school. Stanford's a big deal. You're doing great. I smiled a little at that. Thanks. It's a lot, but I love it. The campus is amazing and my professors are so smart. I'm learning stuff. I didn't even know I needed to know like how the muscles work together during a sprint, or how to recover faster. After a workout. Michael raised an eyebrow, clearly impressed. Sounds intense. You always were a hard worker, though. Ever think about going pro? You've got the build for it. I shrugged, tucking a strand of blonde hair behind my ear. Maybe I've done track and volleyball, but I think I'd rather teach or coach. I like helping people, He nodded, taking another sip of his beer. That's a good goal, better than swinging hammers for a living. That's for sure. I laughed softly, the tension easing a bit. Your job's not so bad. You built that deck out back, didn't you? Yeah. But it's hard on the body, he said, flexing his hand as if it ached. You're smarter than me. Mary, stick to the books in the gym. We lapsed into silence again, but this time it felt less heavy. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Mom was gone, and I didn't know when or if she'd come back. For now, it was just me and Michael, two people trying to navigate the mess she'd left behind. The days following Mom's departure were strange. The house felt too quiet, too empty. Michael tried to keep things normal, but there was a new awkwardness between us, like we were both walking on eggshells, unsure of what to say or do to distract himself. Michael started playing more tennis. He'd always loved the sport, but now it seemed like he was using it as an escape. One evening, I was in my room studying for an upcoming biomechanics exam when I heard a loud shout from outside. I rushed downstairs and out to the backyard where we had a small tennis court. Michael was on the ground clutching his leg, his face twisted in pain. Michael, what happened? I ran over to him. My heart racing pulled my hamstring. I think he grunted trying to sit up, but grimacing at the pain. Damn, that hurts. I helped him up, supporting his weight as we made our way back into the house. We need to get some ice on that, and you'll need some rest, I said, already planning our next steps. I fetched some ice from the freezer, wrapped it in a cloth, and gently placed it on his thigh. Thanks. Mary, he said. His voice strained. I'll be fine, just need to take it easy for a while. The next day I could see he was still in pain. He could barely walk without wincing. As I was about to leave for class, he stopped me. Mary, could you do me a favor? I paused my backpack, slung over one shoulder. What's up? I need some help with this leg. The doctor said I need regular massages to help with the healing. Could you? He looked uncomfortable, his eyes not quite meeting mine. I felt my cheeks heat up. Oh, sure. I mean, I've learned some sports massage techniques in class. I can try to help. He nodded, looking relieved. Thanks, I'd really appreciate it. Maybe tonight before you go to sleep that evening, after I'd finished my homework and was ready for bed. I went to Michael's room. He was lying on his stomach, his injured leg exposed. I had never done this before, not like this. I was in shorts and my usual yellow tank top, my feet bare, nails painted in my favorite white polish. You okay with this? I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Yeah, just be gentle, he replied, his voice muffled by the pillow. I started with some basic strokes, applying just enough pressure to stimulate blood flow, but not cause pain. My hands moved carefully over his hamstring, kneading the muscle. It was awkward. The silence filled only with the soft sounds of my movements. I could feel the tension in his muscle, but also in the air between us. Does it help? I asked after a while, my voice barely above a whisper. Yeah, it does. Thanks. Mary, you're really good at this, he said, his voice sounding more relaxed. Now I continued focusing on the technique, trying not to think about how strange this was. Each night became a routine, me in my room, studying or relaxing until it was time to help Michael with his injury. The massages became less awkward as we both got used to the routine, but there was always a layer of something unspoken hanging in the air. One night, as I was finishing up, Michael turned his head to look at me. You could be a professional with those hands, ever thought about it? I laughed a bit nervously. Ones maybe, but I think I'll stick to teaching and coaching this. This is just to help you out. He smiled a rare, genuine smile. I appreciate it without you. I'd be stuck with some random physical therapist, and it wouldn't be half as good. I packed up the oil I'd been using and stood up, stretching my back. Well, I'm glad I can help, but let's hope you don't need it for much longer. Yeah, let's hope. He echoed, his voice, carrying a mix of relief and something like regret. As I left his room, I felt a complex swirl of emotions. This wasn't just about healing a hamstring. It was about navigating our new relationship, our new normal, without Mom. Each night as I helped him, I felt closer to him in a way, but also more aware of the boundaries we were tiptoeing around. It was a temporary solution to his injury, but it felt like we were both learning something new about trust, care, and the odd, unspoken connections that form in the quiet spaces of our lives. The weeks passed and Michael's injury was slowly healing, but the nightly massages had become a strange sort of ritual for us. It was a time when we spoke little, but there was an understanding, a comfort in the routine. However, one night after applying the oil to his hamstring, I found myself asking for something in return. Michael, do you think could you do the same for me tonight? My voice was barely a whisper, my cheeks flushing with embarrassment. I'd been lifting heavier at the gym, preparing for an upcoming fitness competition, and my lower back and legs were killing me. He looked up at me a bit surprised, but then thoughtful. Sure, if you think it would help. But where exactly? I pointed awkwardly to my lower back and thighs here and here. I've been pushing myself a bit too hard. I think he nodded, understanding. Lie down. Then let's see if I can return the favor. I lay on my stomach, similar to how I had seen him countless times, feeling oddly vulnerable. The room was quiet, except for the gentle sounds of oil being rubbed between his hands. When he began, the warmth of his hands through the oil was soothing, but my heart raced with a mix of relief and embarrassment. His touch was surprisingly gentle, his hands moving with a cautious confidence. It wasn't like the massages I'd get at the sports center. This was more intimate despite the innocence of the act. I could feel the knots in my back start to loosen, the pain in my legs, easing with each stroke. Does this help? He asked. After a while, his voice soft. Yes, thank you. I managed to say, my face buried in the pillow to hide my blushing. It was helping, but the situation was so far from what I was used to. It was hard to enjoy it fully without self-consciousness creeping in. When he finished, I sat up, pulling my yellow tank top back into place, feeling the oil still warm on my skin. Thanks, Michael. I really needed that. No problem. I guess we're even now, he said, with a small knowing smile. That night as I lay in bed, I couldn't help but think about the whole experience. I grabbed my journal, needing to get my thoughts out. Dear Journal, tonight was different. I asked Michael to give me a massage. My back and legs have been screaming from all the training, and I guess I was desperate enough to ask him. He did it well, too well, and I felt so awkward, so exposed. I kept blushing, feeling like I was doing something wrong, even though it was just a massage. The whole thing was so intimate, yet not intimate at all. It's confusing. I don't know how to feel about it, but I do know I was thankful for the relief. I just hope this doesn't change anything between us. It's already so weird. With Mom gone, I'm embarrassed to even write this down, but there it is. I felt vulnerable but cared for. It's a strange mix. Mary. I closed the journal, the light from my bedside lamp, casting shadows across my room. The oil on my skin had dried, leaving a faint scent of lavender. I turned off the light, pulling the covers up, my mind still racing, but my body finally at ease. This was just one more layer to our new normal. I supposed a normal that was still finding its shape in the quiet corners of our lives. As I drifted to sleep, I wondered what would come next for us in this house that was slowly adjusting to its new occupants, its new rhythms. Maybe, just maybe, we were finding a way to heal more than just physical injuries.